All right, everybody, welcome back, and it's week 3 that we're about to get into. So obviously, this is the bridge video where we're going to make the connection between what we were been covering in week 2 going into week 3. Some of you have already started on the week 3 material. It launched and opened up today, Friday, August 23rd. So with week 2, we took a closer look at genes, how they are linked and are getting transmitted from generation to generation. We also kind of looked a bit and tried to understand how genes are able to get shuffled um, or mixed around, right? That happens sometimes in meiosis, for example. Um, and due to the shuffling of genes, um, obviously, in how genes are linked and crossing over occurs, this is how we get our biodiversity, whether it's amongst relatives or amongst species. We also looked at the dominance and recessive relationships. You were to understand dominance versus recessive, um, and how that happens amongst genes. So things like eye color is a common one. We looked at things like codominance as well, which, as I mentioned, was things like the ABO blood group, which many of you should certainly be familiar with. Moving forward now into week 3, we're going to see what these genes do, or rather become. So we've talked about genes. Genes are made up of DNA, but then for these genes to be actually functioning and actually produce the phenotype, they have to become protein. And that's basically what we're going to be getting into week 3, is what's known as gene expression. So gene expression, protein synthesis, translation, transcription, all essentially the same thing. This is the central dogma of genetics, of molecular biology, folks, that we're talking about right now. And what we're getting into is just that. It's DNA being transcribed into RNA, being translated into protein. So here we go with week 3 and bridging those gaps together.